Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a what I actually used in my hospital bag video. So if you're new here, I did a video of what was in my hospital bag, and today I'm going to be doing a video what I actually used in my hospital bag. I actually used pretty much everything in there with a couple of exceptions. So we're going to separate this out between mom items and baby items. And because there are less baby items, we're going to go ahead and get started with that. So the first thing that we really used, and I was so glad that I packed, were burp cloths. So when baby is fresh out of the womb, they can sometimes like cough up a lot of phlegm, throw up some amniotic fluid, and that was definitely the case for her. So we flew through the burp cloths. Although the hospital is going to have blankets and that kind of thing, I just liked our burp cloths better because they're much softer. So we use the burp cloths a lot. The next thing for baby was just swaddles. Again, the hospital's going to have blankets, they're going to have swaddles, but you know, for cuteness, we brought our own, and I was really glad that we did. Next, obviously, clothes. So she was smaller than we expected. Luckily, I brought a couple different sizes of outfits. Mostly just brought like sleepers and gowns. And those sleepers and gowns have the fold over mittens, which I would highly recommend. Definitely use that. And then of course, like outfits for pictures and that kind of thing. If you are packing outfits that do not have the fold over mittens, I would highly recommend bringing some extra socks or the little mittens to put on their hands, because they do like to scratch up their face, especially at the beginning. So I personally did pack a couple pairs of mittens and some extra socks, and we used all of those in the hospital. One thing to note for her, I packed a lot of bows because I figured we'd be using a lot of bows. But what they prefer in the hospital, because babies have a hard time regulating their body temperature when they're that new, they lose a lot of heat through their head and feet. And so she wore hats in the hospital the whole time. Luckily, the hospital did provide hats, but I think I only had packed one hat. So if you're having a little girl and you have some bows packed, that's totally fine. I would recommend bringing some hats as well, just to keep their little heads warm. That's something that I didn't realize beforehand. That's pretty much it for baby. Everything else was provided by the hospital. Diapers, wipes, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all you need for baby. So for mom, I loved the Frida disposable underwear. The hospital did provide everything that you need, or that I needed for like my postpartum care. Pads, disposable underwear, they provided tucks, they provided Dermaplast, they provided a peri bottle, all of the things that you really need. But the one thing that I preferred over what they had provided was the Frida disposable underwear. I also had packed the Frida like ice pads, and I did not like those at all. I used one of them, and it was really nice for about 10 minutes, and then it just felt like I was wearing like a soggy diaper. So would not recommend wasting your money on those. There's plenty of other things that you can use to get relief. The next thing that I brought that I was super glad I did were compression socks. So for me, I had a vaginal delivery with an epidural, and when you have an epidural, they pump you full of fluids, and it's pretty common for your ankles and feet to swell after delivery. And so I was really glad that I brought my compression socks to kind of help mediate that. Goodness, she's so cute. Next for me, I used my pajamas. Definitely recommend pajamas that button down the front, especially if you're planning on breastfeeding and or pumping. If you're planning on using formula, obviously that's totally, you know, fine. You wouldn't need necessarily to bring button-up pajamas. But if you're looking for easy access to boobs, definitely recommend button-up pajamas. I did bring a nursing bra, or a couple of nursing bras. I use them in the hospital because they don't provide like any sort of bra for you, obviously, but doesn't necessarily have to be a nursing bra. Now that we've been home for a couple of weeks, I actually prefer just like a regular kind of sports bra like I'm wearing right now, and I just pull it up when I'm breastfeeding, and then when I'm pumping I just put the pump in there. So you don't necessarily need to spend money on a nursing bra if you don't feel like you have to. A regular sports bra worked just fine. If you hear Grayson in the background, he's playing a video game while I make this video. Daddy's at work, and so I've got both kiddos today. Anyway, next, I did use all of my makeup and skincare products, deodorant, toothpaste, makeup remover, face wash, toner. I did bring like mascara and concealer, and I think like an eyebrow pencil, kind of like the bare minimum, but I did use that. Just kind of helped me feel like a little bit, it just freshened me up and made me feel like more normal. So if you are a makeup wearer, think about what you want to bring, and I brought the bare minimum that I felt like that would make me feel better. So I did use all of that. Definitely face wash after delivery. You just feel icky. So getting to, you know, wash my face was really nice. I was able to take a shower in the hospital. And then last couple of things, phone charger. Obviously, I think that's something that most people are gonna need. We only had a 24-hour stay in the hospital, but I still use my phone charger. I'm one of those people that if my battery gets below like 50%, I have to plug my phone in because it stresses me out. So I did use the phone charger, and then I did use my headphones while I was in labor. So after I got the epidural, there was about an hour period where we were able to rest for a little bit, and I listened to some ASMR to help kind of soothe me during that time. I don't think I used my headphones after she was born, just because it was so kind of chaotic, but I would recommend bringing those, especially to like kind of get yourself in the zone, and or if you're like wanting to watch videos or something. What, babe?
I did my boss battle by myself. It's the trickiest boss battle, and I won it.
Oh, good job.
I want to that means that I did it.
That's awesome, honey. And then the last thing, probably one of the more important things that I brought, was Aquaphor. If you have kids, young children in particular, you probably know how amazing Aquaphor is. It's truly like one of my favorite products ever. So I use Aquaphor on my lips as a chapstick, just the regular Aquaphor, not the chapstick Aquaphor, because they're different. So I use that for my lips, and then also on baby here. When we got home from the hospital, I lubed this little baby up with Aquaphor, and her skin has stayed pretty healthy. Her hands and feet are still like peeling a little bit, and it looks like her head is getting a little bit dry, but especially those first like couple of days. Obviously they're used to being inside amniotic fluid, and so I felt like it was really important to keep her skin like really hydrated. So I just lubed her up with Aquaphor, and her skin has done really, really well. Actually, we saw her pediatrician at 4 days postpartum, and she was pretty amazed at how good her skin looked. And I was like, well, I've been lubing her up with Aquaphor. And she's like, well, that makes sense. No diaper rash, no anything. And obviously at the beginning they're pooping a lot. And so we've kept her lubed up with Aquaphor, and it is truly, truly, truly a lifesaver. So a couple of things that I did not use. We brought pacifiers, a couple of different ones to try. I'm glad we brought them because there's always that chance that baby will accept them, but she did not want to take them at the time. She does take them now, but at the hospital she did not take them. So we didn't use those. What else did I bring? I brought slippers. And while I'm at home, like, I am always in my slippers. But for whatever reason in the hospital, I didn't want to wear my slippers. I always had socks on. But the room was so hot, I didn't want to wear my slippers. So I actually did not use slippers. I think that's it. Really, the main thing that I brought that I didn't want to use was the Frida ice pads. Did not like those. I guess one thing that I would bring if I was doing this again, would actually be a fan. So I've seen a lot of videos where people talk about like what's in my hospital bag, and a lot of people bring fans, and I always thought that was silly. And our labor and delivery room was freezing, which I loved. It was perfect because I was in labor, and a nice cold room was great. But our postpartum room was hot. And there was a point where her temperature dipped below 97.7. And so they cranked up the temperature in our room to like 80. And we were melting. So definitely if I could do it over again, I would bring a fan. Other than that, I think we were really good to go. Okay, so that's all for this video. I just wanted to pop on here and share that with everybody. And if you, oh my goodness, she's so cute. If you are interested in seeing more videos like this, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can see more. Obviously, I've got a newborn, so we're going to be doing lots of baby content here shortly. All right, guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.